Hey people, it's Caroline Cousins, www.carolinecousins.com, and we're looking at the World Energy Forecast using the tarot. Just 3 cards in the tarot and 1 overall card for December 2019. And I want to go through this as quickly as possible because we just want to get an overview. I don't want to go into any depth. I pulled out 3 cards, and the 3 cards are the Star of Hope is the first one that's come out. The Emperor is the second one that's come out. The Knight of Swords is the third one that's come out. And then I'll do the overall card after I've just gone through these. So when we're looking at the Star of Hope, we're looking at, it's a card that's ruled by Aquarius. So we're looking at intuition, we're looking at humanitarian, we're looking at balance, we're looking at hope, healing wounds, pouring oil on troubled waters. So that's the kind of energy that's coming up first in the world. Lots more energy coming in with this card there that we see in the world. Then we have the Emperor card that's following that, and the Emperor card is a very masculine card. It's ruled by Aries. Again, another major arcana card. So we are talking about major energy shifts coming up in December. Just move that out of the way. This card is very much about structure. It's about authority. It's the Emperor that follows the Empress. So it's likes its routines. It likes its structure. It likes its authority. It's about power. It's about ambition. Likes things done a certain way. Very, very masculine card. Can also rule the head as well. So if you pull this card out and you're watching this, and if you have a tendency to headaches, then you might have a few headaches coming in December. Apologies for that. You may not, so don't let me plant that suggestion in you. It's just that it rules the head. It's also a card about control as well, but very much about governments and authorities, which I'll come back to in a moment. Then we have the Knight of Swords that I pulled out. The Knight of Swords, well, it's like a breath of fresh air coming in the Knight of Swords. It's a very impetuous energy. It's typically representing a young male. If you're looking at this to do with relationships or anything, a younger male coming rushing in. But it is like a gust of wind, a breath of fresh air. It brings change. It brings energy with it. It's a very restless card as well. You can see it's restless, but it also brings an element of change. There's butterflies all around him. Can you see that closely enough? There's butterflies around it. He's charging in on the horse. It's quick thinking. It's new ideas. If it was reversed, then we'd be looking at deceit. We'd be looking at lies. We'd be looking at quarrels. We'd be looking at secrets and that kind of thing. But basically, it's about surprise and sudden changes coming up there. So if I was to look at all three cards together there, certainly in the UK, see if I can hold them out, you can see them. I mean, see what you pick up yourselves, but certainly in the UK, we're looking at a balance of energy coming in here. I mean, even when you pick out the Star of Hope, and you look at it from a reverse perspective, it's still not that bad, you know. Star of Hope is such a great card. There's such an optimism with this card, and then what you've got is this authority figure coming out after that. So it's not like it's having a reversed effect on the Emperor there, in my opinion. So you know, even the Emperor following that is saying, you know, there is hope in the air, there is change coming, there is a humanitarian feel about the world energy in December. So I don't know whether we've got any crises going on out there, but there is a feeling of putting together. And of course we've got Christmas and the holiday season as well. So there is this feeling of putting together, but it's this Emperor that I keep being drawn back to. So we are looking at government. We are looking at change. My feeling is we are looking at change within the governments. I'm not saying necessarily a change of government, I'm saying a change within government. And I'm being taken to Hong Kong in particular as I see this, but I'm also being taken out to the Middle East as well for a change. So there is a change of thinking, a change in the way of doing things, a change of power of some kind. So whether there is progress there in Hong Kong, I hope so, in the democracy there. I don't know what's going on in the Middle East. I just know there's always something going on in the Middle East, but I'm picking up the Middle East with this card. So there's something something going on there with the politics out there that's bringing a change, which is obviously following by this. Obviously, the UK has its general election on the 12th of December, which is also the full moon in Gemini, I think, in December. So we have got a completion of some kind coming up, haven't we, on that day? And this card can often mean a surprise. So although it brings a fresh perspective, a fresh change, new ideas in, can also bring a surprise there. So there may be a surprise result there, but it doesn't feel like there's anything negative going on. Having said that, I don't like the whole positive and negative thing. I don't like because it's a judgment thing, and it's all by the grace of God. So you know, how you view it is through your own perspective, and we don't want to put any judgments on it. We just want to accept it is what it is and decide what we do with it. So there is this sweeping change coming through December. There is this authority going on. There is this power going on. There's more hope and more coming together. There's more humanitarian there. There's more energy coming in, is what I feel. There are fresh plans being made. So wherever you are in the world seeing this, that's the energy that's coming out. It's not pulled out for a specific country. It's just the general feeling there. The general feeling, I would say. Now, having said that, here comes the spanner in the works, because the overall card that I pulled out for December was this card, the Five of Pentacles. Gosh, that says it all, doesn't it, looking at it? It isn't always such a negative context, you know, the Five of Pentacles, because although I always see this as the victim card, you can see that, oops, get that to the camera, you can see why I would call that a victim card. You know, we can look at poverty with this, we can look at loss of faith, a change in fortune, perhaps a need to rebuild something. You know, they're out in the cold. It is literally like that, out in the cold. Perfect, isn't it, for December with the snow falling down. You know, if this turns up in a reversed way, I don't tend to deal with reverse cards, but it can mean a restoration. It can mean that the worst is over. It can mean that we can really start building and start improving the financial stability now. So I'm going to look at it probably in a bit more of an optimistic way, because we've got these cards going on. We could say, yes, that's about deceit when it's reversed. We could say, that's about deceit when it's reversed, that one. We could say that's about power, manipulation, misusing it. That's, to me, that's, you know, it could be tension there, but it's never really a very bad card, that one. It could be a lack of trust or a lack of faith going on. So I think at some level, you know, again, if we're looking at the election in the UK, the general election, there are obviously going to be people that are going to be disappointed, and so, you know, you could be looking at that disappointment there with the result, whatever it is. But overall, the energy feels solid. It feels like there's fresh energy coming in. There's new ideas coming in to it. Perhaps I'm just being optimistic, and there is a fresh faith and confidence coming in. The worst is over. You know, if we are definitely coming out with Brexit, with the general election, then, you know, the worst, well, we'll see. There is a rebuilding, but I get a feeling that there is a restoration with faith going on, but we're not out of the woods yet. There's still changes, there's still concerns going on there. There's still this sense that we need to do some more planning. We're not out of the woods yet. There is. It also represents unemployment as well, this card. So there may be more places shutting in December with this energy here. So there may be this feeling of, again, feeling a bit of a victim at some level, some hardship going on there as well. Wish I could give it more of a positive slant on it. It's a kind of mixed energy for December. So on the one hand we have the Star of Hope, and on the other hand we have the Five of Pentacles. But the major players in this are the two major arcana cards: the Emperor, the authority, the power, the masculine structure, and the Star of Hope, the Aquarius, the humanitarian, the intuitive, the desire for balance, for healing there. So we've almost got opposing forces, but they're next to each other, coming in. The others are minor arcana cards, so they're more milder influences, but these are major shifts and changes. So we've got more of a humanitarian feeling coming together, more of a pulling together, collaboration, an intuition, a healing, people wanting to come together, wanting to pour oil on troubled waters, wanting to resolve things. And then we've got this power and authority going on, this power and authority that says we're doing it this way, this is the way we do it. Very masculine energy, very paternal energy again. So although I haven't got any real conflict cards coming up in just these ones, there is almost a feminine card versus a masculine card there, and the energy, whatever this is up to, it's been balanced by this. So we've got this sort of dichotomy of these two energies going on in December across the world, of a coming together, I would have said, of the people, and changes in power, changes in the way that the governments in particular work. I'm still getting Hong Kong quite a lot here. I'm getting the UK. I'm not getting America so much this time, but there's definitely changes afoot in the energy. I hope it makes sense. It may even make sense on a personal level to you. See what you pick up for them, and this is obviously always for entertainment purposes here, and checking out. Have a great December and a lovely Christmas, lovely holiday season, whatever your faith, whatever your beliefs, and stay safe, be happy, and live for the moment. Take care. Bye.